Here it is, our first week of 2017. What is it going to look like for the rest of the year? Can you see that far in advance?
I can indeed. Two things happen this year, and I'm into the good news part of this adventure. Jupiter goes, it's in the sign of Libra. It stays there until August. So the first half of the year is going to be in one place, and then the second half of the year it goes into Scorpio. And I think people need to know where they can expect to see that kind of stuff happening in their lives. So for Capricorn, the sign that we're in now, the first half of the year brings professional success, career, public standing, and then the second half of the year is saying, now that you've gotten what you've asked for, how do you incorporate that into your life and make it an important part of your life? For Aquarians, the first half of the year brings excellent news with legal, educational matters, important matters at a distance, contracts, negotiations, that kind of thing. And it's like preparing for a debut. And then the second half of the year is put your money where your mouth is, and let's see how you do with the promotion, the increase, the corner office, the thing you've been working towards for 10 years occurs to them, which is great news for Aquarians. For Pisces, the first half of the year brings money from unearned income. Either you benefit from partners' resources, other people's resources. There's a regeneration theme going on in all of the Pisces life, which is a very cool thing. And then the second half of the year, they take that show on the road and see how it plays in Peoria. There's a lot of long-distance travel, legal matters, educational matters, and learning something useful that they can then put towards their career. For Aries, the first half of the year is involving with partnerships. And Aries got to know they cannot do it alone. They absolutely need the help of a partner, and they need to link up either personally or professionally to get some traction with that. And as a result of that, the second half of the year, they benefit from that partner's resources. They get to take advantage of that partner's resources, and money literally flows out of the sky towards them from unearned sources, which means they should pick up the tab. For Tauruses, the first half of the year is, again, nothing but hard work. And the big challenge for Taurus is to find a way to balance their jobs, plural, because it's not going to be just one job. So the first half of the year is, how do I balance all of the responsibilities that I have? And then the second half of the year, those responsibilities really ease dramatically, and they get to focus on themselves and what they want and what they need, and then to advance their own interests, which would be kind of nice. For Geminis, our president, the first half of the year is a ton of fun. And it's very creative, and it's a creating new things and following your passion and really doing what it is you believe in, that you really love to do. And then the second half of the year is nothing but hard work. So I'm thinking for our president that blush is going to be off by the time August rolls around and he sees exactly how much work is involved. And Geminis everywhere need to see that. For Cancers, the first half of the year they are refurbishing their home, remodeling their home, putting down roots, buying a home. It all has to do with being safe and secure and making sure that your home is a solid foundation for you to operate out of. And then the second half of the year, it is time for Cancers everywhere to unleash their creativity and follow it wherever it takes them to really apply the love principle in their life. So it's a very, very good year for them. For Leos, the first half of the year is about increasing the scope of their day-to-day living. They have to be careful not to bite off more than they can chew, because the first half of the year is building new structures within their day-to-day living for them to operate out of. And then the second half of the year really has them regenerating themselves at home. There's a change coming for them that will have them doing, I don't know whether it's more work out of their home or more business out of their home, but it has to do with them doing more stuff with their home. And they may even sell their home or purchase a new one, even if they're not planning on living there right away. For Virgos, the first half of the year is about making more money, and I'm all for that, being a Virgo. And it's through earned income rather than unearned income. This is through the fruits of their own labor rather than money falling out of the sky on them. And then the second half of the year, they get to do a lot more short distance, short duration travel. And they may get the opportunity to learn something useful about their world, to take some sort of class or certification that will make them more desirable in the work field. For Libras, Jupiter's in their sign. It is their best new start, Andrew, in 12 years. This is the first time that Libras get to put their wants and needs at the head of the list. So it's a new start for them personally. And then the second half of the year, as a result of that new start, they make more money through the fruits of their labor. Their earning ability goes up kind of dramatically, which is the best money for them in 12 years. For Scorpio, the first half of the year is finishing up everything you've been working on for the last 10 or 11 years. It is not a time to start new stuff. It's a time of finishing things up. And then the second half of the year, when Jupiter goes into their sign for the first time since 2005, it's a brand new start for them, personally and professionally. And it's sort of like the sun comes out again for them because it's been pretty bleak for them. And then for the last sign for Sagittarians, the first half of the year they want to reach for a long-standing hope, wish, goal, or objective that will take a group of their well-placed friends. They cannot go it alone. They very much need the assistance of a group to get what it is that they want. And then after they get it, they have to take a whole 6 months to figure out, how do I incorporate this into my life and not be overwhelmed by the new things that they've started? So overall, I think it's going to be great. I'm very much looking forward to 2017 and glad to say goodbye to 2016. And I'm looking forward for new starts all the way across the board.
Sounds like a winner to me.
Always a pleasure.
See you next week.